Hello, everyone, here playing Farming Simulator 22 on Calmsden map here, and I don't know why it looks like the sheep are on a slideshow here, everyone, but I assure you, we are running 60 frames here. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Wonder what happens if we get up a little closer here. We find a sheep that's moving. Now, as soon as we get close, of course, he stops. Let's see what's here. Any other ones moving? Yeah, okay, now that one looks like it's normal, Evan. I think it's just probably a distance thing, I'm guessing, Evan. Once you get like a little further away, I don't know if the animation's a little funny or what, but yeah, now that we're, oh yeah, that's weird. Or maybe it's just a spot in the field here. Well, anyway, whatever. Won't worry about that here this episode. If you didn't see last episode, by the way, everyone, we got, was it 180 sheep here in the pasture. We need to give them water and grass, and we started mowing that grass here last episode, finished mowing that. Went ahead and picked up a windrower, and then we already had a baler, so just got it hooked up to the tractor there. We just went with a cheap two-wheel windrower here, and then we also need to get the water as well. Oh, tractor was already running. Okay. Get this folded out here. And see what we're working with. Okay, and I did not buy GPS for this tractor, did I? Okay, well, that, I think I mentioned this already, that makes a whole lot of sense, right? Seeing as how I bought this tractor for spraying and fertilizing, and I didn't put GPS on it. Brilliant. Oh, well. Trying to get a little bit lined up here. There we go. That should be pretty good. Okay, let's fire this up here. Shouldn't take too long to windrow this field. And like I said, we'll start baling it. No idea how much we'll need as far as grass goes, everyone. So if we need more, we'll mow another field. We got plenty more fields to mow yet. We obviously have the sheep pasture itself. We can mow as well if we wanted, everyone. Per the map, everyone, it does count as a field. It is field 31 there. And then also the field 35 back here. I think that's the pig pasture, I think. Yeah, that looks like pigs if you ask me. Looks a little too clean to be a pig field if you ask me, but hey, whatever. Bump up the volume on the equipment there just a little bit. I think I mentioned this last episode, right? I mean, the whole, like, logistics here of actually making grass bales. The way the game mechanics work, I mean, you know, the grass is considered, like, wet grass here. Just, like, baling that in general, I mean, it seems kind of weird if you ask me. For those you don't know, you would never bale wet grass. One thing that's going to spoil. Second off, and this, I always found this really weird, everyone, but it can actually start a fire. Not entirely sure why that is. It always like, wait a minute, it's a wet and it starts fires. Nah, it's just the, I don't know, chemical reaction or the endothermic reaction that happens when it's wet and it starts fermenting and yeah. Strange things, Evan, strange things. Once we're done windrowing and baling this field, here's why I'd like to get some fertilizer and lime and stuff on the field as well. I don't know if we need to plow the field here or not. Typically, you didn't have to plow your fields or your grass fields back in Farming Sim in 19. I'm not sure if that's going to, because yeah, it still shows it needs to be plowed here yet. So debating everyone might be better off just like grabbing a plow quick plow this field, replant. I think we're still in the planting season for grass here yet, right? If I remember correctly, yes. We are still in the plant season for grass yet. We got, actually, yeah, we got one more month yet if we wanted to. Just to boost our yields as much as possible on this field. Again, I'm not entirely sure on how much grass we're actually going to need with the sheep here. If they're going to need a lot, a little bit, don't know. I don't know. It probably doesn't say either, does it? Let's see. Sheep. Grass. Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, it doesn't really say everyone, so I'm not sure. Okay, we got this last headland done, and we'll see what's about setting up some GPS here in this tractor. Again, I don't have the actual guidance steering mod purchased for it. I could do that, I suppose, everyone. But we also have the vehicle control add-on GPS, so I might just go ahead and set that up here in a minute. Okay, there we go. Looks pretty good to me. And we'll see if we get some vehicle control add-on GPS going here. Just lined up a little better, something like that. Sure. Very poor angle. Actually, speaking of angle, that might be... Can we get this to go to that angle with... What angle was that? Actually, no, I'd have to go look at another tractor that actually has GPS. Anyway. Because, yeah. We got the right width? 8.7. I think that's the right width. 75. What is the Alt S? Nope, Control S. I thought it was Alt S or Control S that brought up the vehicle control add-on. What is the key command here for vehicle control add-on here? Again, a minute. We need some options here a minute. AD. Oh, that's click to switch. Course play enhanced vehicle. Guidance steering. There we go. VCA add-ons. Control C. Control C. That's what it is. Okay. So steering every 90. Nope. Snapping. Here we go. 15 degrees. Can we turn that down? 5. 1. Let's try 5, maybe? Actually, we almost have to do 1, don't we? I think we did, what, 82 degrees? Oh, yeah, there we go. Yep, lined up 82 degrees. I'm pretty sure that's what we had our GPS set to there last episode, if I remember correctly. And this is the feature I was talking about here. It should happen, hopefully, unless I got the line set to stay on. Looks like maybe I do. Oh, no, there we go. Okay. Yeah, this is the feature I was talking about here last episode that I kind of like about the vehicle control add-on, everyone. Once you lock on your line, after a few moments, or a few seconds, it disappears. You don't have to sit here staring at the line all the time. Kind of like that option, if you ask me. Not that having the line is, necessarily bad either. Just, it is kind of nice if the line goes away. Oh, let's not crash into the wall there. Wasn't quite ready for that turn, was I? And then, of course, I do still like the old faithful Control W to turn on the GPS. It feels right. Now, I'm aware of when you could go in and probably change guidance steering's activation as well. But vehicle control add-on is set to Control W to lock on the steering. Well, they didn't raise up very quickly, but it looks like as soon as you start raising them, they stop windrowing, so that's kind of nice, I guess. Try not to mess up our headlands too badly, right? As I've said before, everyone, this is a type of rake you really don't see, at least around where I live, very much. I don't know, maybe somewhere in America they use this kind of rake. Typically, everyone, you just see the old roll bar rakes a lot of times. Or the wheel rake. So again, obviously depending on what size of operation they're running there, the old roll bar rake or the wheel rakes are more common. Again, just something that's interesting to note between again what I would consider American farming versus European farming. It's rather interesting the differences, everyone. This I probably would consider to be more of a European style rake or windrower for loose material like this, hay, grass, straw, versus the wheel. I don't even know. Do we have a wheel rake in the game? Let's go check here. Let's see. I don't think we do we? Windrowers. We do. We got the Kuhn. Well, that's a mod, so I don't know if that quite counts. But we do have a Kuhn wheel rake there. Again, it is a mod, but hey, at least we got one. So again, I mean, that's what I would consider to be more of an American style, windrowing tool, right? Not entirely sure, Evan, what the advantage of, say, going back to the shop here. What's the advantage of, say, something like this versus something like this? I'm not entirely sure. Obviously, when it comes to this, Evan, this is a lot simpler, and I mean a whole lot simpler. A couple wheels on a frame, no PTO, no power needed. Just pull it behind the tractor. Maybe a hydraulic 2 or 3 to raise and lower and fold and whatnot. Compared to this, again, rather complicated system here. PTO and gearboxes and all the hydraulics and... Oh, that was the wrong button. Do that one. There we go. As I've said before, I mean, that's probably the biggest thing I've noticed here about, again, European versus American farming. And I'm not... This is nothing to do with the game here, by the way. I'm nothing at all to do with the game. This is just like the real life farming, right, everyone? Like a lot of the American equipment, at least in the past anyway, everyone, tended to be a lot more simple. Gravity wings, the wheel rake, our cultivators and plows and seeders and all that stuff, right? I'm not sure we can say that quite so much with the newer seeders now. I think pretty much everything's gotten really complicated there. But then, yeah, like I said, when you compare that to the European type of that piece of equipment and just, oh my goodness, hydraulics and gearboxes and PTOs and turning axles and oh my goodness, the list goes on, and just the extremely complicated nature of said product. Oh my. Well, looks like we're going to get into that headland there just a little bit. Oh well, whatever. Oh, we actually almost joined it back up again. Wow. Well, that'll do it for a rake in this field here, almost everyone. Then we'll go grab the baler. We'll start baling this here, get this all baled up, and hopefully we get enough to feed the sheep here for a while. If we do need more grass, again, as I was saying earlier, everyone, we can mow the sheep pasture. Also, from what I've been told in the comments, there's another grass field back behind the trees here. Actually went and looked here before I started recording, and sure enough, there is another area of grass back in the trees there. I was told all we have to do is like cut down maybe a tree or two, and then we can drive back in. So basically back behind the cow barn over there, I think that's where it was anyway. There's just like 2 trees that are in the way. You just cut those down, and then you can get back into that grass area that's back behind there. If you look at the map, everyone, it doesn't really show it on the map, at least not the visual, topographical map, right? It's, it doesn't show anything there. I don't know, I'm assuming if you turn grass on, it should, right? Yeah, it does. There, then you can kind of hopefully see that, everyone. That is where the field is, which I don't know if it's actually, no, I guess it doesn't actually really register as a field, does it? Well, anyway, we'll worry about that if we need more grass here. For now, let's start baling this and see where we end up. And that, nope, that is not, I'm going to start going up and down the field here first, that one. Then we'll come back and do probably the headland, make it a little easier on baling. I'm going to have to try to go around bales. First need to unfold it, okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That, yep. Probably should not put that down. That might help. Just a little bit. Okay, well, let's get some GPS going for this here as well. And that was that 82? Oh, yes, that was 82 degrees. Perfect. Holding that back on the tractor here. And we are going to need to decrease that width here a little bit. 30 feet. I think we're like 20. Oh, boy, it's in feet, isn't it? No idea. We'll just, actually, what we can do, everyone, I'll show you how you can do this, everyone. We'll line up on this one, but then we turn around for the next one, everyone. All we need to do is just simply decrease the width until the center line lines up with that windrow, and then we should be pretty close. So it looks like we definitely need to be a little bit narrower, but not much. Oh, looks like we got our first bale here already. That's not looking too bad. And we should be making large bales here too, right? I don't think, yeah, change 240. I believe that's the correct size. Okay, then as I was saying, we'll just reduce the width on that a little bit more here. Probably won't take much. Okay, a little bit more yet. Okay, I'm going to say just a little bit more. How about 28 and a half? Okay, no, I'm going to say just a little bit more yet. Try to get that about as centered as we can get it. There we go. Being that we did this with GPS, everyone, these rows should all be consistently the same spacing, I would think. If you do this with hired workers, everyone, at least in the past, unless Giants has changed it here in Farming Simulator 22, hired workers never seem to be like a consistent spacing. At least in the past, everyone. I mean, you could get close, everyone, but I could never get a GPS line that would like line up across the entire field for some reason. I don't know why that was. My assumption was the fact that, the hired workers just didn't actually use like a super consistent spacing, or that just some sort of weird value that I could never like obtain with a GPS for some reason. But like I said, we did this with GPS 7, so this should line up across the entire field. Plus, not that long. Ooh, that was a little close there. Trying to keep it off the headland so we don't have to worry about it. That, I believe, is our first. Yeah, that's our first bale that dropped. Excellent. Anyway, we'll get some comments loaded up here. Read a few comments here a moment for this episode. This won't take too much long. I would like to get this over to the sheep yet, if we can. Okay, we got 2 bales. Again, I have no idea how many bales we're going to end up with here, and I have no idea how many bales we're going to need. So we'll just kind of figure it out. We do need to give the sheep water yet as well. I did go ahead and purchase a water trailer here before this episode as well. So we got a water trailer. I don't remember if I reset that. Okay, it's going to save, isn't it? I don't remember if I reset that. No, I think it's still at the shop yet, isn't it? Yeah, still at the shop yet. Just went ahead and bought that water trailer there. We'll get to that here in a little bit, hopefully, or maybe next episode we'll see. Hopefully this doesn't take too much longer. I'd like to get it done yet this episode if we can. And my plan is, I'll probably just put like a water pump down by the water trough for the sheep there. That's my intentions, and we'll just kind of, like we did with the greenhouses here on the last map, we'll just kind of park the water trailer there. We can refill and empty at the same time. Works quite nicely, if you ask me. Okay, anyway, to the comments, everyone. Hunt Gaming was saying, just finished watching the Clarkson Farm over the weekend. Super sad there isn't more episodes or seasons. Yes, for those of you who have not seen it, and if you're younger, I probably wouldn't recommend maybe watching it right away. It does have some language and stuff in it, but definitely recommend checking that series out, everyone. I believe it's an Amazon Prime series. Clarkson's Farm, for those who know who Jeremy Clarkson is from Top Gear. He attempts to farm, and yeah, quite amusing. Quite amusing. And I would say he does halfway decent at it. We're going to realign that GPS just a little bit there. A little far off, if you ask me. And it's just interesting, too, from that series. I'm going to see, again, just it's European farming, obviously, everyone. Based in the UK there, just different farming style than what you would see in the United States here. I would say probably, like, completely different. Getting right down to, like, the planters and the tillage techniques and tram lines and all that good stuff. I don't know, maybe somewhere in the States everyone will use tram lines, but I have never heard or seen of tram lines being used. For those who don't know what tram lines are, it's basically skip rows from the planter where the sprayer is going to drive, or fertilizer or tractor, whatever that's going to be, you know, taking care of the crops once they start growing. You're basically going to have lines or paths in the field, or tram lines, essentially. Again, like I was saying, at least in the States here, you just don't see that. At least not that I've seen, anyway. Like I said, there might be some places that do have one, but we just don't do that. When it comes to planting the field, you plant the entire field solid all the way across. Don't worry about no stinking tram lines. And we just drive right on the crop. And of course, when it comes to row crops, then, well, you got enough space on the rows. You don't actually drive on the actual crop. And when it comes to crops like wheat and barley, or we don't do so much barley, but wheat and oats, stuff like that, everyone, just drive on top of it. I'm not entirely sure what the whole advantage of doing tram lines is, but I guess that's the way it's done. Okay, now we'll go ahead and do the headland. Let's see what's here. 13 Dixie Friday was saying, wow, those mowers are loud. Barely could hear you talk over them. Glad you realized it before you ended the headland. Yeah, sorry about that, everyone. I did not realize that the volume was that loud here last episode. Like, oh my goodness, I just happened to glance over and like, whoa, that's a little hot. Turn that down just a little bit. For those who are wondering, I still use OBS Studio for recording. Kind of hard to beat OBS Studio, if you ask me. I mean, it's pretty good. And the price tag on it's great, too. Who doesn't like free, right? Hetro was saying that's a good question. With seasons on, does grass bales degrade? Like an FS19? I don't think so. I'm going to probably go with Hetro on this one. I don't think so either. Obviously, for those who played Farming Simulator 19 with the Seasons mod, yes, having grass bales would degrade. But this is Seasons from Giants, and Seasons from Giants seems to be a lot more lenient, I would say. Not quite as feature-rich. So very much doubt the grass bales will degrade. It's possible, I suppose, everyone. And it would make sense for them, too, because, I mean, grass bales, real life, I mean, you just, like I said, you would not do that. Hetro was also saying, oh, and he's the one that turned me on to the secret field, if you will. He's saying, great video. You may have heard by now there's a secret grass field that you already own in the woods behind the house barn. I follow the path past the garden, follow the stone wall, cut down 2 trees, and you'll have a way inside. Once you mow the grass, it will change the map from woods to field. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's interesting. Well, we need more grass, like I said, we'll definitely have to do that. And also just checking out the money situation. And we still have $500,000 left yet. As I said before, I would like to invest in maybe one more field. I was looking at field 1 across the way here. Don't think we'll be getting that field with the money we have, though. I think that's like $1 million field. So, yeah, I don't think we can quite afford that one, unfortunately. Or maybe fortunately. Nightmare was saying, I, like many others, have turned off stones. Just ridiculous how they incorporated that into the game. They need to go back and study Thunder R's version in Farming Simulator 19 for random spawning of rocks. Also, when using multiple pieces of equipment to do a job, mowing for instance, using Control V to raise and lower, Control B to turn it all on and off, and Control X will fold all the equipment. Speeds things up quite a bit. Great video. Hey, thank you very much for that. Thanks for the reminder there as well, Nightmare. Yes, I keep forgetting about those features. So Control V, it's actually been a feature in Farming Simulator since, I think, Farming Simulator 17 maybe? Or maybe it was 15. I'm not sure exactly which one, but for sure since Farming Simulator 17, Control V has been a feature. I don't think very many people probably know about it. It is the Control V to raise and lower all implements attached to a tractor. At least in previous games, everyone, it didn't always work. Sometimes it would, sometimes it wouldn't. But it sounds like maybe they've actually got it working here in Farming Simulator 22, a little more reliable anyway. And yeah, for those who don't know about it, you can raise, lower, turn on and off, and fold all equipment attached via those commands. So instead of, just a regular V to raise, your X to fold, B to turn on, right? If you add control to that, it'll now do it to all, or everything that's connected to the tractor. Go ahead and eject that last bale there. Oh, started to fold. There we go. Accidentally bumped it twice, looks like. Okay. Let's go grab our pickup trailer here. We'll pick these bales up and bring them to the sheep. I could just, heavy lift them over there, I suppose, but that's a little unrealistic. And for those of you who follow the channel for a while, I don't like to play too unrealistically, if possible, anyway, everyone. What I always say, and this is kind of what I try to adhere to, everyone, I like to play as realistically as possible, given the limitations of the game, and still, of course, have fun. So again, I'm not opposed to using heavy lift. Let's face it. Dealing with pallets and bales in this game, I'm sorry, but Randy don't have that much patience. I don't think anyone has that much patience, do they? Back into first person here. It's probably a little easier to drive in first person on this map, to be honest. Yeah, narrow roads and what. Okay, and I think I had this parked in the back part of the shed here, if I remember correctly. We'll put that back there. Our bale pickup is back in the other shed behind here. Go. Works for me. Okay, this episode might be just a little bit longer. Let's go ahead and get the sheep their grass here yet this episode, even if it takes us a couple extra minutes here to pick these bales up. I'll probably go ahead and just take care of the water off camera, everyone. It's nothing to it. We're just going to drag the trailer down. And like I said, I'll put a water pump down by the watering hole, the watering trough for the sheep, and we'll just go ahead and fill it up that way. Again, for those of you wondering which one I got, if we go to animals here, I just went with this ABI. I think I went with the 1600 one, didn't I? Yes, one owned, so that's the one I went with. Went with a little bit larger one. So even though we're, filling right next to it, I figured having a little bit larger one might come in handy. Let's see what's here. Turn off the line here. We don't need that on anymore. Map object hider mod, anyone? Yes. Why is there a stone wall right there? But that's just. Where's the bulldozer, man? Where's the bulldozer? I don't even need a bulldozer. knock those rocks out of the way so we can drive right through there, put a field entrance in there, make a whole lot more sense. Look out, birds, coming through. Crazy person driving a massive failure. Okay, don't think I want to make that turn right in there. We're going to have to go ahead and make another 270 degree turn here. There we go. Okay, go ahead and get these bales picked up here a minute. And tell you what, I'll pause the video here real quick. I'll go ahead and pick these bales up, and we'll be right back when we're ready to give them to the sheep. Okay, I'm picking up the last bale here that this trailer can hold. We actually got quite a few more bales on this field than I thought we would have here. So we got 14 on the trailer, plus I think there's 2 more that need to be picked up yet. I'll have to go ahead and probably get that after I'm done recording, everyone. Go ahead and take this to the sheep here then. I remember how to get into the sheep anyway. Let's make sure we fold this up here a minute. Otherwise, we're not going to be getting through that gate. And then another 270 degree point turn here so we can make the turn. Okay, and how do we get into the sheep patch? Oh, yes, there's the gate. Speaking on the map here, by the way, and I almost forgot about this. Was it this morning or yesterday? I forget exactly when, everyone. There has been an update to this map that's been released. Apparently, though, everyone, you have to start a new save game. Of course, everyone. You got to start a new save game with it. So I'm not sure if we're going to do that here yet or not. We'll see once, everyone. You know, we're already, what, not quite 2 weeks, I guess, but almost 2 weeks into this map, and then we have to start a brand new save game. It's like, really? New crop type, by the way, so that sounds rather intriguing. Wouldn't mind doing that, but like I said, I don't really want to start a new save game, so I don't know, we'll see once here. We'll see once. I don't think we have any like developer tools yet, or if we do have one, I might have to look into that. I know we got some. I don't know if they're quite as powerful as they were back in Farming Simulator 19 yet, but that might be the ticket I want. And if it was, I wouldn't mind maybe restarting the map. Because we could use that to kind of like jump start us. I think that's going to be about all the grass they're going to take. Check and see what that actually is. I'm kind of curious. Uh-oh, look out, sheep. So yeah, we definitely have a few bales left yet. That should be good. Not entirely sure how often we can mow the grass here with seasons. I guess we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that here as well. There is actually a mod out there, everyone, that will let you mow the grass pretty much like as soon as it starts to grow. Obviously, you won't get very much, but you can mow it right away. Where's my animals? Why am I missing nope, that's not, there it is. Can't see the icon there with that. Okay, so 46,000. So yeah, that's a decent amount, everyone. We didn't need to get them some water yet. Oh, yeah, look at that. They're all lined up there. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I shove these out of the way here a little bit so we can see the sheep. There we go. Okay. Well, anyway, on that note, everyone, with that, we're going to wrap this episode up here. You folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them down below. And as always, thanks for watching. Until next time.